it's April from April's Home, and today I have a book outlet haul. I'm really excited to open these up. I actually got them a little while back and just haven't had time to open them up, so I'm eager to open these up today and check out all the different books that I got. So here's the first box here. I kind of butchered the box a bit, opening it up. And it looks like this box has a lot of the children's books that I ordered. I love children's picture books and love to share these with my grandchildren when they come over. This one I'd heard about as a really good book for the upcoming spring season. This is Planting a Rainbow by Lois Ehlert. I'm probably saying that name wrong, but you can see all of the beautiful pictures. This talks about bulbs. And here's them. Here they are coming up. The colors are really beautiful. It's nice and simple wording and artwork, which will be perfect since my grandchildren are 1 and 3 years old. So this is going to be a fun one to read with them, Planting a Rainbow. Then we have this one that I thought was so cute, The Caterpillar and the Pollywog by Jack Kent. This is like a little science book, but these illustrations are gorgeous. I love the colors of these. Looks like it has a cute little story about a caterpillar and a pollywog transforming, I'm sure, into a frog and a butterfly. This has a copyright of 1982, and I kind of thought it had to have been in the 70s or 80s because of these colors here. These are my favorite colors, these sort of nice earthy tones, the darker mustard yellow and orange. That's so pretty, and I love the green there too. So that is a fun book, and this will be perfect for studying science when we talk about the life cycles of butterflies and frogs. And then we have one from one of my favorite children's authors, Tommy DePaola. This is called The Mysterious Giant of Barletta. He has so many books. I have an entire shelf devoted to my Tommy DePaola books. This is one that I didn't have, so I'm eager to check that one out. Then we have another one by Tommy DePaola. I always check book closeouts for new Tommy DePaolas for my bookshelf. This is called The Baby Sister, and I really wanted to read this to my grandson who now has a baby sister. Granted, she's 1 year old now, but I just think that this will be a really fun story to read with him. I'll have to read it first. I always like to read books first before I share them with my grandkids, or back when my children were little, before I shared it with them. So The Baby Sister by Tommy DePaola. Okay, and then we have this one here. Oh yes, this is Fletcher and the Falling Leaves. I saw this during the fall and really wanted it, but I'm really on sort of a book buying budget. I have a lot of books here and not as much shelf space as I need for all of them. And I also just want to keep my budget under control with some of my book buying. So when I saw this at book closeouts for much, much less than it was originally, I definitely knew I wanted to add this to my fall children's book collection. The images in here are so pretty, and I love foxes. I also got Fletcher and the Snowflake Christmas, so a winter version of this book. So cute. I'll have to look and see if I ordered any other of these Fletcher books or if they make them for the spring and summer season. So this one here is O Sullivan Stew. This is one I didn't have in my St. Patrick's Day collection. Of course, St. Patrick's Day has passed, but we love folk tales around here, and this one looks like it will be right up my alley. I really love Irish folk tales, and I have a bunch of them, so I'm excited to read O Sullivan Stew. Pretty sure I've read it before, but it's been a little while. This is another book that I wanted for my spring children's book collection, and I was so happy to find this at book closeout. So this is called Nesting. Look how beautiful these drawings are here. This is by Henry Cole. Those blue eggs are so pretty, and you can see the detail in these drawings here. Wow, this is just so beautiful. I love books like this for myself as well as for children. You can really look at these pictures and, you know, study how they drew these. This is just beautiful, and I love birds, so this is definitely a book I'm very excited to read. So Nesting by Henry Cole. And then here we have another Tommy DePaola. This is Helga's Dowry, a troll love story. This is another one that I didn't have, and I'm really excited to read this one. It sounds really fun. And again, I just love these pictures. There's the troll, it looks like. So very fun, a troll love story. Then we have a little Tommy DePaola and Karen Pandel board book. I Love You Sun, I Love You Moon. So that's cute. I love having new board books around here for the littler grandkids. That's cute. And then another Tommy DePaola. I really lucked out. I found a bunch of them that I didn't have. I didn't realize there were so many that I still needed. This is Charlie Needs a Cloak. This one is really simple, nice short sentences with lots of really rich illustrations. This will be another really nice one to read to the grandkids. They aren't quite old enough to have a really large attention span, so I love it when some of the stories have a little bit shorter sentences on each page. Here's the next one here, In the Woods, Who's Been Here? This is another book that was on my list. I always have a list going, and before I purchase them at full price, I love to check book closeouts. Again, this one has stunning illustrations, lots of beautiful nature pictures. This is so pretty. This will also be a really fun one to read. I really found so many wonderful children's books in this haul. Let's go ahead now and check out box number 2. And it looks like box number 2 also has a lot of children's literature. I think that this order was mostly children's literature. I had a lot on my list that I found at book closeouts. This is Paddle to the Sea, and you can see these beautiful illustrations. This one here is about a beaver pond. We have a lot of those here in Oregon, so that'll be nice to read about. Wow, the nature pictures in here are so pretty. These will be wonderful to look at and read, as well as share with the grandchildren before and during the summer as we explore a lot of nature together as a family, hopefully. And then we have this one here. It looks more like a middle grade. And this is called Egg Marks the Spot by Amy Timberlake. I think I liked it because it was a story. I love stories with animals as the characters. This one's called A Skunk and Badger Story. I think I got 2 of these. Yes, I did. Here's the other one, Skunk and Badger. So I think that this is the first one. Again, by Amy Timberlake. So some fun middle grade about a skunk and a badger. I thought that sounded promising. And let's see, we have this one here, The Girl Who Drew Butterflies, How Maria Marianne's Art Changed Science. So here we have another nature and science type of book. Talks about a real person. Looks like some nice details there of her drawings. I'm excited to read about that personally. I think that that's so wonderful. I would love to do more nature art. I'm very much a beginner, but I would love to keep learning about doing those nature journals. So that's one of my goals recently. So I think I'll be really inspired to look through this, The Girl Who Drew Butterflies. And then I picked up another one by Tommy DePaola. This is Let the Whole Earth Sing Praise. Looks like beautiful images here. Light and darkness, day and night. Wow, this is looks like a religious story here, which I love. So I'll have to look through that, see how I like that one. It's nice that it was a hardback too. And again, the illustrations are great. And another one by Tommy DePaola. This is Andy, That's My Name. And this is another one that I don't have. And again, in hardcover at such great prices. That's fun. Lots of letters in this. That's going to be really good. My grandson is learning all of his letters, and I know my other little granddaughter and grandson will be learning theirs soon as well. So that's going to be a fun one to read with them. Okay, we have one box left to check out. I'm going to go ahead and get that open and share with you the rest of the books. Okay, so we'll finish out the last box here. And I have found 2 more Tommy DePaola books. These are Stregonona books, but they are ready to read books. So Stregonona and Her Tomatoes and Stregonona and the Twins. And these are 2 Stregonona books that I didn't have in my collection. I don't mind them in the ready-to-read style. That's just more helpful to children when they're learning to read. So I think that that'll be really nice to have 2 new Stregonona stories. So we have those two. And then the rest of the books here are for my collection of classics, as well as a couple others. I believe these are from the Penguin Vitae collection. I love these hardcover books. I have a few of them in my collection already, and I wasn't going to add too many more, but I found these on a really good price. All of the books in this order were on a pretty good sale in addition to their normal low price. I believe these were buy 5, get 1 free, something like that. So these books were around $10 to $12 each, which is a really good deal. This one is Passing by Nella Larsen. And this book at Amazon is normally $17.69, and that's even on sale from the normal price there of like $24. So I felt like paying $10 for this was a really great deal. This isn't a book that I really had on my list, but it sounds really interesting. It says it's a powerful and thrilling tragic tale about the fluidity of racial identity that resonates even today. She is partly African-American, of the African-American heritage, but she is married to a racist white man who doesn't realize that. So that just sounded really intriguing to me. So Passing by Nella Larsen. And then we have this one here, another of the Penguin Vitae books. These are so pretty. I love the covers. Winter in the Blood by James Welsh. This is another book that I haven't heard of before. I had just searched hardcover Penguin books because I love adding those to my collection, especially when they're on sale. This one was, again, around $10, and it's normally $20, so that's a really good deal. This is a story about, it's a contemporary classic, it says, and it's about a Native American from Montana. So I thought that that would also be really interesting to read about. And then this one here, East Goes West by Young-Hil Kang. This is also from the Penguin Vitae collection. And this is a really good bargain on Amazon right now. It is $28. I got this for $12. And again, one of them in this stack was free. I don't believe it was this one. I think it was one of these down here. But I thought that was an incredible deal. And let's see, this one is about... it's a Korean American literature. And it's talking about a person who fled Japanese-occupied Korea to come to the United States. So that is also really interesting to me. I'm excited to read these 3 different stories. They sound really, really interesting. And again, this will be nice to add to my Penguin Vitae collection, sort of more modern classics. I don't have very many modern classics. I have a lot of just classics, but not very many of the modern ones. And then the last 2 books I got are just beautiful by, I believe it's Oliver Rackham. And this one here is Trees and Woodland in the British Landscape, the classic beguiling history of Britain's trees, woods, and hedgerows. I love the thought of hedgerows. We don't have those around here too much, but there are some similarities between the Oregon environment and the British environment. It's certainly rainy, and we have a lot of similar wildlife. Not 100% the same, of course. This book has a lot of information, it looks like, and it looks like some maps and things, a few pictures, not too many. But I am eager to browse through this. I've heard really good things about it. It has been on my book list for some time. And this one here, also by Oliver Rackham. This is The History of the Countryside, the classic history of Britain's landscape, flora, and fauna. So I watch a lot of British television and read British-based mysteries and stories and things like that. So I thought it would be really interesting to know a little bit more about their countryside and their wildlife and things like that. So this one also looks really intriguing. A lot of information. These are hefty books here. We have a few pictures in there. That's always nice. Some maps, but mostly just an awful lot of information. So these will be fun to read. I think they will take quite a while, but it'll be nice to have these to reference if I feel like reading about the British countryside. So I'm excited to have those books and all of these wonderful books, the modern classics that I got, all of the illustrated children's literature, and a couple of middle grade books in there as well. Lots of fun reading material here. I always love shopping at book closeouts, especially when they have sales. They have so many wonderful books to find at such a great savings. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at all of the books that I chose today. Quite a variety of books here. Lots of fun and interesting books that I'll be adding to my home library. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.